Okay, so this video is going to be the first of a couple different stories that take place over a couple different sessions. I tried condensing this all into one video, but there's just so much that happens that I decided it was better to do it over, a span of a few videos. So, these next few stories are going to be about the time that my party went adventuring into the Shadowfell. Also, if you listen to Weak Cantrip and Indie Podcast, this is going to contain spoilers for episodes 45 through 48, but if you don't listen to our show, not a big deal, then you're going to enjoy the story regardless. Our story begins with one of our guest stars, Beans. Beans is a half-goblin, half-tiefling warlock who originates from the depths of hell, and he's played by my good friend Steak. From a young age, Beans had been made fun of and abused as a child, as he was not a normal goblin. He had horns, a tail, wings, and due to the abuse from his friends and village, he became angry and burnt down the entire village, killing nearly everyone in it. His evil actions are recognized by an evil demon in hell, who granted him his warlock powers. Now, Beans isn't very smart. He's only 12 years old, and believed that this demon that gave him his warlock powers was the legendary Zeus, and Beans fully believes he's a paladin of Zeus rather than a warlock. So, ever since Beans got his powers, he's traveled the land trying to be the most evil being in the universe in the name of Zeus. The party had encountered Beans in the previous campaign, in which he helped them out and defeat one of the main villains. Beans further became a friend to the party, until he was dragged back to hell. Eventually in hell, Beans learned that the demon that granted him these powers was not the real Zeus, so Beans left hell in search of the real Zeus. He had heard of a powerful god in the Shadowfell who had been granting powers to others, and thought this could be the legendary god Zeus. Beans made his way to the Shadowfell and found Apwash, the lord of Shadowfell in my game. Now, Apwash was able to easily manipulate Beans, and convince him that he was the real Zeus, and he would grant him even more powers if he worked for him. The conversation pretty much went like this. Are you a Zeus? Yeah, I'm fucking Zeus, kid. Ah, okay, I love you. Beans agreed, and he was now working for the Lord of Shadowfell, Apwash. Now, let's skip over to the main cast of the podcast. Pate, Gideon, and Tack. Okay, so just stay with me for a second while I break this down as fast as I can. Here we go. The three had just finished communing with the Moon God Saloon, in which he explained they needed to go to Shadowfell to retrieve a mystic artifact called the Staff of Shadows to help defeat the bad guy at the end of this campaign. By coincidence, Gideon is from the Shadowfell. He received the dagger from his god, who was also Apwash, and he was told by Apwash to use it on Tack and would send him to the Shadowfell. Tack in the previous campaign had obtained a magic scroll, and this scroll actually belonged to Apwash. Therefore, that's why Apwash wanted Tack sent to the Shadowfell so he could get his scroll back. Gideon stibbity-stabbity Tack, and he was poofed to the Shadowfell. Tack awoke in a dark and grimy town, in the middle of a spawning circle. He was quickly encountered by three Deathlocks and Hoods who were followers of Apwash. They forcefully attempted to get Tack to come with them, in which he refused. Tack engaged in battle with them, but as the battle ensued, the third hooded figure took down his hood, and it was revealed to be Beans. Beans recognized that this was his old friend Tack, and he turned on his own comrades to assist Tack in the battle. Leave my friend alone! He is with me! Once the Deathlocks were defeated, Beans explained why he was in the Shadowfell in the first place, and explained to Tack the only way to get out of the Shadowfell was to confront Apwash and give in to his needs. The two then started making their way to Apwash's lair. In order to get to his lair, the two had to cross through a cursed wooded area called the Oaken Woods. The Oaken Woods are full of some of the most terrifying and dangerous creatures and areas in the Shadowfell. As soon as they entered, they were ambushed by a group of Darrow. The fierce Darrow began to get the best of the party, as they were highly outnumbered. And then Beans just cast a fireball on them and blew them all up, which was pretty cool. The two continued trekking their way through the woods. However, Apwash heard of Beans' treason and sent his personal Bone Claw guard to take care of the two. The Bone Claw hunted the two in the woods and nearly had Tack on the brink of death. Tack had been stabbed, bitten, clawed, and drained of almost all of his life. Now come with me to Apwash, and I may spare your life, for I am Rizoka, guardian of Apwash, and I cannot be killed by your simple means, you foolish dumb. Beans cast Polymorph. What? Polymorph. Make a wisdom saving throw, motherfuck. Beans pulled out a clutch move and cast Polymorph on the Bone Claw, and with a failed wisdom save, it turned into a frog. Beans then grabbed the frog and flew 300 feet in the air, because for some reason I just had to give Beans a flying speed of 30 feet because I thought it would be fun. He then dropped the frog, and about 50 feet into the fall, he purposely broke his concentration, turning the frog back into the Bone Claw, because they're fucking metagamers and they know how to break the goddamn game and I can't. Anyways, he purposely broke his concentration so it would take damage in his true form rather than turning back into the Bone Claw after taking fall damage as being a frog. Yeah, spells are dumb. It fell and took 20 d6 damage in its Bone Claw form, which was just enough to ultimately turn the tide of battle and kill it once and for all. Honestly, this is one of the most creative and fun ways I've seen my players kill a creature in a while, and the moment was super hype. Tack on death's door. Beans nearly out of spell slots, and they still need to make their way out of the Oaken Woods before they safely take any kind of rest. How are they going to make it out? What's going to happen when they get to a Aquash? Find out on the next D&D story. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this video. Catch you guys later on the Cantrip Cast.